It just rode better. It was just a higher quality ride. Fit and finish was better. It was just better. The 4 Grady's I've had, I've really never had to manage the boat.
We looked at a number of boats and were impressed with the quality of workmanship.
The boat itself has always come through 100%. You know, there's so much going on, you don't think of all the details, and they kind of already did it for me.
You can have the perfect boat for calm water, you can have the perfect boat for rough water, but you're going to experience all those conditions. You know, when you're in a boat like this, you don't have to worry about that.
It's a very fast boat, it's got a lot of power. I find the quality of construction unbeatable in the Grady.
I'm an engineer by trade, so I'm always looking to improve things. I'm a little disappointed because I have very little that I can look around and figure out how to improve.
It's just, everything is just so user-friendly.
I've noticed the SeaV2 hull is easier on all of my crew and my passengers.
You know, we want to get there quickly and smoothly, but we also want to be able to have a comfortable and quiet ride, and the SeaV2 hull provided that for us.
You have to appreciate it and you have to feel it to really understand it. This boat with this hull, it just cuts through the water so gently. It's almost like it's anchored to the water.
So, I mean, it's really, at the end of the day, it's always the ride that sells the boat. It's the hull it's the ride.
Yeah, safety's number one. I mean, it's one thing to be safe and it's another to feel safe.
Definitely being on the Grady makes me feel very secure and safe.
Captain here always keeps us going steady, and the boat handles everything else.
3 friends of mine, we went out fishing and we were heading into the wind and we hit 8-foot waves coming in. One of my friends, who's really a non-boater, looked at me and he said, you know what? He goes, I'm not even nervous.
The Grady life to me has meant being able to spend a lot more quality time with my family. It's a great way to collect them all into the same spot.
I think it just suits our family. We can fish, we can go for short rides, we can go cruising, open our horizons.
A Grady is a great boat. People get on it, they can't believe how comfortable they are.
When it comes off of the waves and it just sets down, it's like a jet landing on a runway.
You know, there are going to be members of the family that want to go cruise and have lunch, and there's going to be members of the family that want to go fishing, and we'll do all of that.
30 years of fishing with Dad, and we haven't stopped yet. Don't plan on it anytime soon.
I come down every time and I pinch myself when I get here. It's still here, it's still mine. You know, I'm like, dang, this is good stuff.
I'm Eric Sorensen for Grady-White Boats. Ride, handling, and comfort at sea are all key differentiators that Grady-White promises to its owners. So we've created this short video featuring the 285 Freedom dual console to illustrate the superb seakeeping you'll enjoy as a Grady-White owner. While you may not plan to be out even in moderately choppy conditions, it's almost inevitable that you will if you spend enough time on the water. When that time comes, we hope that you find yourself aboard an unsinkable Grady-White, the kindest, gentlest, safest family boat of its type in the world. The first thing you'll experience getting underway in your Grady-White is just how easily it gets on plane. With the bow down and good seated visibility at the wheel, in this case, running at just 10 to 11 miles an hour, which is less than 10 knots. While many of our competitors have to run at 18 or 19 knots just to get on plane, a Grady will run fully on plane at a much lower speed. That creates a huge advantage in terms of get-home speed on one engine when operating in very rough water, or when simply wanting to enjoy the scenery passing by at a more casual pace. A well-balanced hull runs smoothly into the waves and rolls moderately with gentle motion in the trough, and tracks with little effort when running down sea. Here we're overtaking a wake, which is akin to running down the back of a wave, and you'll notice the boat is steering itself with very little course correction required. The Grady-White just naturally goes in the direction you point it. Here we are at 28 to 30 knots, running into a steep chop. It's perfectly comfortable running at this speed in these conditions, and the boat is handling the waves with great nonchalance. Unlike our competition, the hull has generous dead rise forward, just where it's needed, where wave impact predominates. You also won't find a drier boat than a Grady, thanks to the precisely positioned and proportioned hull strakes and chine flats and the generous bow flare forward. This lets you enjoy the sea breeze more often with the curtains rolled up. Situational awareness is also much improved, since you can see better through a windshield that naturally stays drier and doesn't constantly need the wipers going. Nothing is more important in a fast family boat than being in complete control when in a high-speed turn with the rudder hard over. Here we are running at over 30 knots, and there's absolutely no tendency for the stern to slide out from underneath us. Rather, handling is perfectly predictable, and the boat heels just enough so the centrifugal force is directed down through your feet rather than off to the side. These characteristics make the Grady both safe and comfortable for everyone on board. Lying to in a trough, a boat can be too stable, snap rolling from side to side, or it can be marginally stable, rolling deeply and slowly with every wave encounter. The Grady's roll period is just right, with the chine immersion, dead rise, and the boat's center of gravity combining to create gentle, comfortable motions, whether you're playing a fish or just taking in the view. Close observation tells us that some boats run well into the waves, and some run well down sea, but rarely does any boat run well in all directions to the sea. The Grady is that rare boat, and here we see the 285 running down sea with only the slightest course correction required to stay positioned precisely alongside another boat. While the sharp entry provides a silky smooth ride into the waves, it also provides plenty of lift and buoyancy to prevent excessive forefoot immersion and bow steering when running down sea. Along with its superb ride and tracking capability, a Grady's agility and absolutely predictable handling are a constant source of pleasure for even the most experienced boat handler. Nothing inspires confidence more than knowing with certitude how your boat will respond in advance of a course change or wave encounter. When you can safely and comfortably use your boat in sea conditions that are simply beyond the capacity of our competitors, when the 28-footer in this video makes lighter work of seas than most 36-footers, this becomes a real value proposition. Feel the difference for yourself. Ask a friend who already owns a Grady for a rough water jaunt offshore, or see your dealer for a test ride. I'm Eric Sorensen for Grady-White Boats.